And then there came a day like many others. The best Flarking podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother Flarking hosts, Dunners and Reach. Fellas, show them who they're Flarking with.
Hello, good people of Earth. It is that time again, the best Flarking podcast. I am host number one, Dunners, the mid-90s futuristic reboot of podcasting. And with me, as always, is the Lord of Cool, Reach. Reach, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Most excellent. Always a ray of sunshine.
Indeed. Well, it is July 2nd. It is episode 28 of the Best Flarking podcast. And some stuff happened, some things went down, and we're going to talk about them. Most recently, actually, this happened today as of the recording of this, but there's our good friend, Daniel Rick Wolf, the Power Wolf, also a writer at Screen Rant. I was going to say screenwriter at Right Rant, but that's a dyslexia happening. He's a writer at Screen Rant. He posted this little story today. Just somebody kind of photoshopped Anna Kendrick as Doreen Green, the Squirrel Girl, which, after her dropping the name in an interview, they're like, would you like to play someone in a Marvel movie? Because that's the go-to for any actor who isn't in the universe. Right. Now is like, what do you think about being in a $1 billion franchise that can make you $150 bajillion? Most people are going to be like, well, it'd be great. I don't know who I'd play. But I do like that her response on the whole matter was, I don't read comics. I don't know anything about comics. My brother sent me this one because they thought I'd be perfect, and their name's Squirrel Girl. And I'm like, hey, I could be a squirrel.
Right.
I was like...
It was, hey, I could be a girl who's half squirrel. I don't know anything about her except that she's half squirrel. And, hey, I could be a girl who's half squirrel.
I like her candor in that particular response, because almost everyone, whenever they're pushed with that, goes, oh, well, as a huge fan of comics. Like, not everyone who fucking signs on the dotted line is a huge fan of comics. I highly doubt that many of you are.
Or really even have any prior knowledge of power sets and shit. Like,
yeah, it's just like, so it's like, come on. For her, she's like, yeah, I mean, I could be a half squirrel. The only thing she comes out of it with is like, yeah, I could probably do the whole... I could be a half person, half squirrel. And there's the Photoshop of it is really great. It's her in her kind of classic. Well, actually, they revived her classic costume for the new era. So it's her new and her classic costume that she's in. We'll post the link in the liner notes so you can go look at Daniel's story breaking that and then posting the really cool image of it.
We have to make this happen. Somebody needs to make this happen.
I mean,
you think you've got a good argument. You think she's maybe a little too cute for the role.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to a girl who's really pretty being a superhero and an actress. And an actress I really enjoy, because I do like both the Pitch Perfect movies, and I bet I'll like that whole thing with Adam Devine and Zac Efron where they need dates to a wedding or whatever.
Right.
I like Anna Kendrick. I really do. It's just kind of like they've always portrayed Doreen as kind of frumpy in the comics, so it just kind of, I feel like there's gonna be a little bit of backlash of the whole like sexifying up a character kind of thing. But I don't know. I mean, there's bigger logistical hurdles to cover with that because I mean, where does she fall in? Because before the new universe started, she was a mutant, and now she's not anymore. So does that mean that due to the old contract with Fox, she's technically a Fox property? Or does she fall into the MCU canon? Because if she falls in the MCU canon, I could totally see her being a Netflix show. Yeah. I don't see it being a movie, but I do see it being a
Is
pretty...
that like the Kimmy Schmidt of the Marvel Netflix shows?
A Kimmy Schmidt... could you imagine her and Jessica Jones, though, coming together? And just being like, you're a fucking squirrel? Yeah, so what's your thing? Like, you're a bitch all the time? It's just like, it would just go over so well to watch like the complete opposites happen there. So I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. I don't think they're...
Well, yeah.
This is the internet trying to manifest something, and that usually goes wrong. You know?
Yeah. Usually,
yeah, it usually goes wrong. Or they get it halfway, and then the internet's like, ooh, shiny object, and they just move on to the next fucking thing that they see, and then they're
fickle fucks.
And they're over it, and they're like, what, Scott Pilgrim? Screw that, I don't care anymore. So yeah, that's apparently something that's out there in the world for us to see these days. So that's not the only kind of casting rumor thing either happening on like the Marvel front, right?
There's another one that we've heard about now, and actually, I guess we got kind of a confirmation on your favorite show, Adam.
Yeah, a vague confirmation. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to ruin Ghostrider, apparently. Again, they're going to keep just shitting on the Ghostrider name. But it's not the Ghostrider that we all Nick Cage and love.
Yeah.
It's going to be the fourth Ghostrider?
I'm the wrong person to ask on this one. Any Marvel Knight kind of.
I feel like he's the third one after Johnny Blaze. He's not the third one ever, but he's like the third one after Blaze. But it's Robbie Reyes, who's a stunt car racer and like a street racer, and has like a really cool muscle car. So it's like a Fast and the Furious
Dodge Charger,
a Fast and the Furious Ghostrider. But when his Ghostrider looks really cool, and the car is really neat, because I believe the casting is two very dangerous brothers is what they put listed as, and that sounds like the Reyes for sure. It also said one very beautiful robot woman, and my money is on Jocasta for that.
Gosh.
Because
How
I feel
and why? Why do you feel that way?
Because I feel like
where did you get that?
I feel like they want to play that storyline, man. Because that's that other.
I'm with it, and I hope so. But
a beautiful robot woman like that. All that comes to mind is Jocasta every single time. Now, granted, if they do Jocasta, they can't model her after Janet because obviously we don't know anything about Janet Van Dyne.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it just sounds just from
a very. Can she link with Ultron later?
A very surface. I think Ultron's dead, dude. I don't think they'll ever bring him back because it is the least liked of the big Marvel movies. If you want to consider Captain America technically an Avengers movie, Ultron is the quote unquote worst Avengers movie to everyone who's seen it.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no doubt about that. Yeah.
I mean, I still love it. I think the spectacle in Ultron's really good.
I don't know, man.
Almost on par with the first
one. Quick sidetrack on that one. I really think Vision downloaded Ultron's code at the end. He said he wasn't going to destroy him, or I doesn't want to destroy him. But all we saw was a flash of light and nothing. So
sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't think Marvel wants to be in the business of recycling things.
No, they haven't yet. So
but they have most certainly gotten they're dead but they're not dead has been played to death in the Marvel universe. No pun intended. Or maybe the pun was intended because I didn't actually kill that joke. I don't know.
Let's see what you're doing here. Let's see what you're trying to do here.
I don't know. But yeah, so I hope Ultron stays dead just because he wasn't as much as a threat as he was. I don't feel like he was as world-ending as a threat as the Chitauri felt like. The Avengers didn't feel so overwhelmed when they showed up with Vision and just started plowing in Sokovia.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it didn't seem nearly as world-ending.
But also in that movie we get the first disc of Jocasta's code there, or when Tony's going through everything.
Yeah, there is a Jocasta AI. So I mean, they might even save it to have Friday go haywire if they do an Iron Man 4, but I don't think they'll go that route for him.
Unlikely.
But yeah,
wouldn't be the craziest thing.
Those are your three potential Marvel casting rumors. I mean, one of them's just completely made up at this point. Like, so who knows though? Because that's how Marvel works with all this stuff. Where it's just like, we got Daredevil back, and everyone's like, oh yeah, they're gonna do a Netflix thing, and they're like, oh, apparently we're doing a Netflix thing. And Netflix is like, are we doing something together? And then they're like, I guess, and they're like, all right, fuck it, let's get some money behind this thing and go.
We're doing it.
And apparently it's on.
Right.
And that's, God bless Marvel for being that like oblivious and just being like, yep, that's right.
That's what we're doing.
I guess that's how we're gonna fucking do it. But so on the other side of the coin,
they got to do things a little more premeditated.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, so there's this thing that kind of happened, if nobody knows this, 2 weeks ago now, I think? And,
a couple weeks ago.
I don't know who put it together, whether it's the studio or Snyder himself, and in a mass panic attack of the worry about his movie, but there was this like press tour thing at the filming of Justice League lately, and it just seemed so forced. Like, please come look at what we're doing to not fuck up this one.
This one's going to be good, we promise. We'll even let you look around. Right. We're so confident you'll love it, we'll even let you take it home for 24 hours. It's like the Side and Drive Volkswagen Jetta event of comic book movies is what's happening with this. It's just like,
yes.
If you imagine the infomercial, like it's the red copper pan. Like, if you pay $10 now, we'll give you a fucking copper knife too. Look at us, it's a great deal. We're doing a great job. Like, that's what DC is doing right now. It's just the only thing that fucking bothered me about the whole thing that DC did in their press tour is listening to like Zack Snyder like backhand his own audience. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, yeah, the thing is, people they just don't like seeing their superheroes deconstructed. It was very hard for them to see me deconstruct and just rip and break Batman and Superman down to their base levels. You didn't fucking do that. Like, they're not upset about the deconstruction. They're upset about saying you deconstructed it and did fucking nothing to deconstruct them. Making them do the opposite of what they believe in their heart isn't deconstructing them. That's fucking stupid. It's just like, are you deconstructing Batman by making him want to murder people? No. If he's thinking about murdering people, exploring the reasons why he would look into murdering someone is how you deconstruct that. Not just show him murdering people. That's him just making a choice to kill people. There's no deconstruction there. He's just doing it. I still don't know why he did it.
Choice he made so many times.
And then same thing with Superman. Him not helping people is another choice. Examining the reasons why he would stop helping people would deconstruct the character. So when you get out on your fucking soapbox and say people don't like the movie because they don't understand it, that is the most fucking stupid thing to say as a filmmaker, because it's like, either stand behind your product and just say people didn't like it, fuck them. And that's
right.
Or
keep it
be
moving.
like, I fucked up, and here's the things I'm going to do to change it. Don't say your audience is too stupid for your basic ass movie.
Right.
like there was like I said when we broke it down, there was a fucking 7-year-old kid in our audience who understood the movie and was still befuddled by why his two favorite superheroes were fighting each other. A 7-year-old child. It's like, you're not a deep man, Snyder. Like, you're an incredible framer. You make really, really pretty pictures.
Oh, he's really not.
Storytelling is not your strong suit. It never has been. It's the best original work he's ever done was written by James Gunn. So it's like, it makes you wonder, where it's like, this dude is clearly worrying about everyone on the internet. And I know that's true because he was like that on Man of Steel too, because there was all sorts of shit where it's like, oh, do people not like this? Do people not like my movie?
When you can tell from it's the post-credit scene now, isn't it? With Steppenwolf that they just shoved in there that they didn't. What is this? How did this happen now? I have to remember correctly, because it came out 3 days after the movie came out.
Right.
And then they're now trying to spin it in a sense, and this is I love Aisle 9 up and down, but they had this garbage piece on how that being released 3 days after the movie instead of being a post-credit scene was somehow like progressive. I was like, wait. Technically, sure, it is progressive. Is it good? Like, it's moving it. It's progressing past the idea of a post-credit scene. Sure. I'll give them that. Like, yes, that is a new thing to try afterwards. Right. I don't think you'll see David Ayer being like, yeah, we're going to embrace the 3-day after scene now. I don't think David Ayer will do that at all. I bet fucking Suicide... Let alone the scene that has nothing to do with anything yet until now, when you're just... And that's where I was going with this, is along with this tour, and we got confirmation that the villain is going to be Steppenwolf and not Darkseid.
Right.
So it's like, you just
You just listened to the internet, didn't you? Flipped your shit up real quick. Like, I'm like, oh, that shitty scene that we put out that had nothing to do with anything. He's gonna be our villain now.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy now. That's what we're doing. And it's just that whole tour thing. It just reeks of just desperation, and that's too bad because like there's so much that could still be done to right the course that there's not even a need for desperation. Yes, Batman vs Superman got absolutely fucking clobbered by Deadpool. Yes, it got absolutely clobbered by Civil War, and it should. Those are two great movies, and Batman vs Superman sucked. It's just like and if you love Batman vs Superman, more power to you. You should absolutely love it forever, and however you want to do it. But
watch that thing until you die.
I was personally so angry that I just couldn't contain my laughter anymore at that movie. And we have that whole episode that you can hear us rip that dumbness apart. But like,
I love what you said about it though. Before the X-Men, it was like you guys took a shit-filled shit inside of a shit.
It really was, man. It was crazy. And then X-Men somehow was like, "You think that's the shittiest shit?" And then they're like, "Boom, here's some more fucking super shit." And then I hear Tarzan is like on as bad as X-Men. And we were gonna cover Warcraft, but we're not gonna anymore because I have already forgotten it, and I'm not going to watch it again. I love you guys to death out there who listen to the show. You mean the world to me, but I can't do it to myself again to watch Warcraft the second time. It's terrible. Well, here's the long and short of it right here. We're not going to go into it at all. We're just going to quickly say one thing each, and here's mine. It's better than Batman versus Superman. It's better than X-Men, but worse than Batman versus Superman. It lives in that area between the two of them, and that's my only thing I have to say on it, is that it lives. So, you know what? Go back and re-listen to the Batman episode, then re-listen to the X-Men episode, and then just imagine the level of anger I have in between there, and boom, you have your Warcraft episode that you made for yourself in your brain. I know this is you know what? This IO9 is going to report on this as the most progressive way to do podcasts. We just start telling people to just imagine what you said in their own brain.
There we go. That's all you got to do. No, my feelings on it were, I think, and I'd labeled this as, we just take our verdicts. I made these little graphics. Just take our verdicts from how we felt about X-Men and flip them around. So my verdict on this one is where at the end of the day, if you can steal it and you don't care about losing 2.5 hours or even 2 hours of your time, then yes, go ahead and watch it. But if you care about 2 hours, and don't see it at all. But if you care about money, don't see it either. Actually, is it even in theaters anymore?
I don't know.
Yeah, but if you don't care about money or your time or stealing, then you know what? Go ahead and watch it. Whereas you are just don't.
I've been hurt too much by the movies this summer. Like, not even Deadpool.
You really have.
Deadpool and Civil War cannot save how sad I am that it's just like, guess what? X-Men's a pile of garbage. Batman vs Superman's a pile of garbage. Warcraft, big old pile of garbage. It's like, and it's like Tarzan. Tarzan's supposed to, I didn't have any expectations for Tarzan, but I probably would have saw it. The only thing I really need to see that I haven't seen from this summer is Jungle Book, because I heard Jungle Book's phenomenal. So like, I need to get back out there and see it, because we've had a couple of listeners have reached out to me on Twitter and said that they think that Jungle Book might actually be better than Civil War as an overall as a film. Whoa! And I was like, you know what? I'll take that bet. I'll go see Jungle Book right now. I'll go do it right now.
Challenge accepted.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. I'm just in the, because it's got to be at like the second run dollar theaters. Now I'm just in the back of the Riverview at a screening by myself and like recording a solo podcast talking about,
just whispering into your earbuds,
talking about Jungle Book, and someone's like, "Can you be quiet? Can you shut the fuck up? I'm recording a podcast back here.
I'm being progressive.
It costs $1.75 to come here." Not costing you anything except for your ability to watch the film. Shut up. Fuckers. You're texting up there. But you know, to stay on Batman vs Superman, didn't you fucking watch the Turbo Ultra Mega?
Did. As an obligation I felt to Flarker Nation.
Let me
I put myself through 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Before you launch into how you feel about it, every blog on Earth says that this is like the fucking Rosetta Stone to make this movie understandable and so much better. And everyone wouldn't have been so pissy about it if they would have gotten this version in theaters. Reed, is that true?
They're full of shit.
Because that's every blog I've saw is like, yup, you know what? You know who gets a lot more time? That guy who has the flamethrower. You know who gets a lot more time?
Yeah, that
Lex
guy.
Luthor. And it's just like, oh, so a dude I couldn't give two shits about got a lot more screen time? Doesn't really sound like the Ultimate Edition that I was looking for.
There are things, but I highly believe that all of it, that argument is rendered null and void had you not even seen it a first time. Like, there's just, everything happens so goddamn fast in those first 2 acts that, I don't know, I was trying to figure out how it was all set up even. But yes, we do get a little bit more into, what's her name's character, who wasn't even shown at all, I don't think.
Barbara Gordon, Jenna Malone's character?
Yes, yeah, there you go. So, remains unnamed throughout every scene. But she's working closely with Lois to figure out what in the hell is going on here, as far as what the hell the conspiracy and the setup is. But absolutely fucking not is it a Rosetta Stone of making you understand it better. I mean, shit, it's 30 minutes extra, which I didn't even notice any of the, I mean, there are mainly, you really notice 2 or 3, like ones that aren't there. The rest of them have to be so minuscule in time that it's just overlooked. But it's still butt cheeks. It's terrible.
still
Dude,
butt cheeks.
seriously, no, I turned it on the first night. I was gonna watch it. I was gonna put myself through it the first night, and it immediately started going into Ben Affleck's Bat Jesus speech, and I was immediately reminded that the fucking movie begins with Bat Jesus, and I turned it off. I was like, I can't do it. Not yet.
I can't even start it. It's like, I'm not ready. Not ready for any of this.
So luckily, one morning, it was all rainy. Just went in, did it.
You just woke up. You're like, life is shit. And fuck this. Batman, let's go. If you are super sad, then Batman vs. Superman is totally watchable. Just, wow,
it's true.
What a fucking what a great steel box Blu-ray quote to have printed on the back. If you're incredibly sad, watch this. Because fuck it, nothing matters now.
It's just so bad, man. Why? And to stay on it even more, this little clip that came out today from the new Deadpool comic, does that not nail it perfectly on what we said?
it really does.
Show?
It really does.
You'll never believe their mothers share a first name.
We'll have to make sure we link that in the liner notes for the episode. But yeah, there's for all the fun comic fans out there, they have a Spider-Man and Deadpool are going to the movies together in costume, no less.
Yes.
And they go to see Nighthawk versus Hyperion, Yawn of Justice.
Yawn of Boredom.
Oh yeah, Yawn of Boredom, that's what it is. And then the tagline is just, you won't believe their mothers share the first name. And then just Deadpool's like, man, this is my big chance. It's like, it's all right, man. They're going to keep rebooting it until they get it right, which is great because it's even a dig at Sony in the comics about doing it with Spider-Man, since they're on the 3rd run of Spider-Man now.
Yep.
And then they end it all with the X-Men being on set next to Daredevil and Captain America. And it's like, why does none of the other comic book movie characters even talk to us? Yeah, it's like we don't even exist. And then over there, it's like Daredevil. It's really cool because I can read all of my lines by feeling the impressions on the ink. Hail Hydra. Okay.
It's so great.
It really is, which is nice to have a title like Deadpool that can do stuff like that. So we'll make sure we post that in the liner notes.
Definitely.
I did want to touch on something.
Touch it.
Oh, I'm going to touch it. All right. I'm getting super tired of film blogs reporting on reshoots.
How tired?
Because, like, exhausted. Like, I need an Ambien. type kind of thing. like I'm just so tired that I'm not tired anymore kind of thing. It just, we'll put this in perspective. If we had the way the internet reported on movie news, the way you could, like back in the time when Titanic was being made, Titanic was 2 years behind schedule or whatever it was when they first started pre-production for it, and they reshot like 4 times. The headlines would be, Titanic is shit, studio hates Titanic, they can't stand it, movie will be shit. And it's just like, they did it with Suicide Squad. A Suicide Squad's going to add a ton of jokes in. Because the studios hate it. And then David Ayer had to go on Twitter and be like, no, the studio said we love this movie so much. Is there anything else you want to do that you didn't get to do and we can earmark some more money for you? And he's like, and when a studio says that, what do you fucking say? No? Right. No, of course not. So it's like, and then it's happening again with, everyone at Disney's unhappy with fucking Rogue One. And it's just like, are they? Does anyone even know if Disney's unhappy about it? Or are they just trying to absolutely make sure it follows up The Force Awakens and people don't lose their shit and go, Force Awakens was a one-off, this one sucks, better stay away from all the Star Wars stories because they're going to be like the X-Men origin movies.
Yep.
You know, so I feel like, I'm pretty sure the reshoots are like, you know what, a couple of these scenes are actually weak and they're not making the movie as strong overall. Like, you can even tell that Disney's kind of looking at how they want to experiment with it, because reports are saying they're going to ditch the idea of the opening crawl for Rogue One.
Right.
So it's like, they're looking at different ways of doing stuff, and you can tell that they're kind of just figuring it out. So I don't know. I just don't like all of this, like, reshoots mean shitty movie. Sometimes reshoots mean you fucking had to shoot 7 scenes in one day, and one scene didn't go the way it's supposed to, and now in edit, it looks like garbage because thematically it's not tying the movie together the way it's supposed to. So you got to go back and do it again, because they're not going to release just the shitty version if they have time, you know?
Yep, I do. Well, I don't, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just my little soapbox on the whole. Like,
well, no, it makes sense though, because I don't even know who the hell started that. Like, it's just purely speculation. It's not like Disney came out and said they were upset and wanted a bunch of reshoots.
Well, it's just that it's like that's become like the new thing is like, we're in this like new era of sensationalism in internet reporting, because it's like the 20s when it's just like. It's like, they didn't say that heroin's bad for you, so therefore it's the health cure of wonders. And it's just like, what?
Your logic is flawed.
Run to the heroin cart today. Like, it feels like that on the internet, where it's just kind of like, that's the same thing with like the Anna Kendrick thing, where it's just kind of like, you know.
Yeah, she mentioned in a line that her brother sent a comic book.
Our buddy Daniel did a great job being like, no one's talking about this as a movie in his like Screen Rant article for it. But like I saw Cinema Blend and like 3 other places report on it where it's like, looks like this character is eyeing up Squirrel Girl for Marvel. I'm like, that is not at all how that is working. Like, no one has said a single goddamn thing about that.
Anna Kendrick said she wants to play Squirrel. She didn't say she wants. She said she could be half squirrel, half girl.
I mean, she didn't even say that she didn't even say that she wanted to do it. She's like, yeah, I could play that role. That seems like one that I could do. You know? So like, I don't know. It's so weird about like, it all wraps into this Rogue One thing. I think Rogue One is gonna be fucking fine.
Dude, that new trailer. Woo!
Both trailers are awesome. Like, it's just like, all right, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be it's gonna be solid.
Speaking of that first one, though, real quick, just side note, how awesome was it to hear finally a new Bram sound?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Oh, that was actually like made me feel something too, though. I was like, ooh, what's that? Ooh.
Yeah, so I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Beaches.
I think it's fine.
I'm with it, man. Hey.
Another thing I think is fine is I think the whole Marvel and Fox, if they actually are talking, is good.
Because it's just been talking about them talking for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's like they're talking. They've talked again. Like,
and didn't Brexit start this?
Yeah,
was it just coincidence at the same time?
I mean, everyone's stock took a huge hit. You know, I know my personal portfolio did, and I was like, "You fucking UK pieces of garbage! You're personally impacting me with your dumbass decision." But at the same time, Fox took a huge hit, and supposedly it initiated the talks of one, everyone hated X-Men Apocalypse. That was pretty much a universal, like, wow, what a garbage can.
Yeah.
And then, so Fox, I think Fox is kind of at that point where they're like, maybe we have lost our touch a little bit as far as how to make these things. Because, we had Bryan Singer, who apparently was the golden boy with X-Men, and he shit the bed. So I was like, all right, maybe we gotta figure it out. Maybe we should figure this out. So, we've talked about it before, and we will probably talk about it again come in about, 3.5 weeks when Comic-Con happens. Yeah. Because that's, if the deal happens, Marvel's got a bunch of panels set up, and, it'll either happen at that, or they'll hold on to it and announce at D23 that it's happening.
One or the other, yeah.
My money's more on D23, because if a deal's getting done, they're not going to rush it just so they can announce something. But the big things being,
because there's nothing even.
Yeah, because obviously
trying to get it done for that's
right. Exactly. For what? To say that they're going to reboot the X-Men again,
right?
So they can fit in the Marvel universe.
Do it right the first time. Yep.
So there's nothing they can announce because there's nobody cast or anything. So they'd just be releasing like title cards for things.
Right.
So like,
why did I? Oh, god damn it! Why did I just think of Fox's panel with all the title cards of movies that still aren't being made, like Gambit and
fucking Channing Tatum is announced as Gambit, is nowhere to be seen at all about anything.
Crickets.
Just nobody knows where this Gambit thing is going. But long and short of it, like we said before, let's get Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer, Reed Richards and the family back home, and then we'll worry about the X-Men later. We'll figure that shit out. But you know what? You get me a movie with a nihilist in it, I'm down. I'm down.
Yep.
I'm also down with the idea of, if this Marvel and Fox thing turns out to be true, we spin the idea of the Raft is clearly an unsafe prison because superheroes can break into it, so therefore supervillains probably could. We should probably build a prison outside the fabric of our reality. The negative zone prison.
About what I think you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about having Reed build the negative zone prison. Having him build Facility 01. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking is a good idea. And that's a thematic story idea that you've heard here first. So if it does come true, we have tangible evidence on today, 7/2 of 2016, that I called that fucker happening, and that Marvel's going to owe me some monies.
Yeah, but dude, they'll Jebediah your ass like Iron Man. Like, you think just because an idea is yours, you own it?
It's true. We invented that negative zone. I'm like, I know, but I came up with that whole idea about using it in the movies. So that's transcendent to medium. So therefore, you owe me some money. And they're like, how about we just let you direct a movie? I'm like, that's fine.
That's all I wanted, anyways.
Can I direct that Squirrel Girl movie starring Anna Kendrick that everyone been talking about? That all you guys have been working on for years now?
Oh man.
I mean, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl on Netflix, right next to Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, would be perfect.
Yep. It really would.
But so supposedly, again, another unsubstantiated rumor is that they're talking. If anything comes out of it, we will most certainly let you know with the same level of excitement and or disdain as we normally do for Fox stuff. Oh,
Dirty
man.
Fox fuckers.
Dirty Fox fuckers, man. One quick little bit of catch up. This is weeks old now because you guys probably already know about it, so it's not even cool anymore. But I think it's great. I think it's cool. Supergirl moved to the CW. CBS canceled it and then moved it to their joint venture between them and Warner Brothers, which is the CW, which is what C and W stand for, CBS and Warner Brothers. And so it's going to be living in the same universe as Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow and Flash. And we'll probably see a big crossover between all of those characters. And it looks like Legends of Tomorrow is adding a bunch of the Justice Society characters, so that's going to be really cool for them. And it's not a show that I watched it intermittently because the time travel shows, their narratives are always so muddy that it's just kind of like, I don't know, I'll just watch episode 2 and then I'll watch episode 22 and then I'll watch the finale. and you'll just and all the stuff that happens, like, oh, that happened. All right, that happened. Okay. and then you kind of just move on. It's not like Flash where it was very important to watch the whole thing, but I would love to see more Barry and Kara crossover. So I'm totally in with that. Now all that needs to happen is have NBC let go of the rights of Constantine, so Constantine can fucking show up on the CW, and we can get the conclusion to the cliffhanger of season 1 of Constantine that I've been wanting for almost 2 years now.
What show?
Oh my god, it's the worst. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. But oh man,
yeah, it's not good. And then even also the Flash now confirmed their synopsis for season 3 3.
Can it technically even be called season 3 anymore? Maybe it's season 1B.
Maybe.
You know, now that they're doing Flashpoint, nothing that's ever happened. All of it is happening and not happening simultaneously because
the same damn
time. The Flash universe is about to get fucked 6 ways from Sunday as far as normal viewers are going to be able to watch.
It's exciting times.
Because technically he's his own time remnant now.
Yeah.
Obviously put the spoiler tag at the beginning of this.
Hey, whoa, guy. Whoa.
Insert it in there. Insert that spoiler tag that we pre-recorded because I don't ever say it on time. I always say it after the spoiler's been revealed.
Pretty much.
Cersei blows up the Sept of Baelor.
Just a fucking bomb in the middle of DC shit. Just a Thrones bomb in the middle of everything else.
R plus L equals J is true.
Oh man. You're savage.
Just go out, just start just dropping bombs on everything that has ever happened. Oh, the main character in Doom is a seraphim, apparently. So that's a spoiler for everyone who's ever loved Doom. But you know what? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Doom.
Let's do it.
So the reboot of Doom, you've beaten it. I have not. I got it on the Steam sale, which I have bought so many games on the Steam sale now. I think I actually have a whole cart full
what did you...
I think I still have a whole cart full of games that I still am going to buy before it's all said and done. What's currently sitting in my cart is 12 is better than 6, Oxenfree, The Ship, and Devil Daggers right now. And then I don't know where to go to look at my most recently purchased, but I can probably quickly skim through and tell you what I did buy. I bought Doom. I bought Disgaea for PC because I love that series so much that I will buy the game that I've bought about 50 times yet another time and put it on my old hard drive there. I bought The Last Leviathan. I bought Mighty Number 9. I bought Neon Drive. I bought Stardew Valley. I bought Transformers Devastation. I bought Slime Rancher. And there are at least 7 more, but I can't figure out what they are. I bought about 20 games on the Steam sale thus far.
Did you get Firewatch?
I did get Firewatch. That is also one. I did not buy The Witness. Just because their discount wasn't very good, and I just don't care. I just don't care. I know it's supposed to be super great. Oh, I bought Subnautica and Dead by Daylight. I also bought those 2, and then I'm scrolling down the actual what's on sale page to see what I have not purchased.
Ah.
But yeah, that's all I'm gonna remember. But I bought all of those, and I'm playing Doom right now in between crushing it at Overwatch. And by crushing, I mean being ranked 54. But I have won 39 ranked matches.
I feel you there.
So I feel better about it because the highest ranked Overwatch player in the world right now is 81. So I'm only 27 ranks away from the top.
Creeping on the come up.
Yeah, it'll never happen. I'm good with Roadhog, but I'm not great enough to make the what is it, the golden badge of top 500. I'm just not good enough for that, I don't think. I mean, I could be if I spent all my time.
That's why I'm on console.
If I spent all my time being a bad father and just playing video games all day, I could maybe make it. But let's talk about the greatness that is Doom. It's just a lovely game, right?
It's pretty much amazing. It's a weird thing because they had the review embargo, so nothing happened until the literal weekend and day that it came out. And all of a sudden over that weekend, you just could kind of feel the buzz I guess, or it just there were people talking about it and tweeting and just like, this is really actually good and fun. And I mean, shit, it even took me a month, to get into it. But oh boy, was everybody right.
I full disclosure, I have not touched the multiplayer at all on it.
Oh, I did the beta when it came out, and it was lame anyways. But
the campaign, on the other hand, is everything you've come to expect from a Doom game. It's fast-paced, it's all over the place.
More.
And it's fun, and the weapons you get are all great. I mean, the combat shotgun you get like right away, and it sticks with you. You're using that bad boy like all the time. Even after you get the super shotgun and like the Gatling gun and all those things, like you're still just cranking away with the old shotgun and just blasting people and jumping around. And then you get the double jump. It's definitely a love letter to old first-person shooters.
Yeah.
It doesn't play like COD. It doesn't play like fucking Gears or anything like that. As far as like your modern-day shooter, it doesn't play like Halo. It goes back to like the old Space Marine and fighting demons, and you're like just bouncing around and running as fast as you can, and like it's just a run and gun. You don't reload. I found myself hitting R.
Yeah.
I found myself hitting R so much on my keyboard, and it just kept switching my mods. I'm like, fuck, you don't have to reload, Adam. It's just like all the bullets are there. I'm like, that's crazy.
For me, it was square, so it would constantly switch to my fucking chainsaw.
So it's just like, you just sit there and you're like, oh shit, this is everything old school that I grew up with, but it looks so crispy. It's such a beautiful looking game. And the music, like I don't even like heavy metal, but when the music kicks in, it's like it's demon time. It's like John. It's like fucking demon time.
Just take a fucking chainsaw to a demon and just watch ammo pour out of it, and just
like I'm like, is this what everyone who loves heavy metal is like? This is how they feel when they
it must be.
This is how they feel when they really like listen to heavy metal and like, hey, fuck it, I get it now, man. You guys do your thing. It drives you fucking to the brink of insanity. And in a good way. You fucking go nuts, have fun, great time, good luck, and God bless you guys. Go kill the demons on Mars and save the ardent energy and shit. Use your chainsaw and your jump boots. Don't forget to find the action figures.
Don't forget.
Because they unlock character models that you can look at later. And achievements, which oddly enough, I'm starting to get over the idea of like achievements in games as a reason for me to keep playing them. If I do a challenge, it's because I want something in game now. So like in Doom, it's like you get, every time you do a challenge or something achievement worthy, you get like a point to upgrade your guns or upgrade your armor. And I'm like, all right, that's worth doing. Where it's just like, if you can stand on top of a barrel and shoot 10 enemies, you just get 10 imaginary fun good points. And it's like, I'm not doing that.
Add an inch to your dick size.
It's like
digital cock measuring.
Yeah, like I remember playing games that I absolutely hate to get points and achievements because I wanted them so bad. So like and just like I'm very happy to slowly be like shedding that and be like, I'm just gonna play it, and when I'm done with it, I'm done with it. So like I did that with Tomb Raider 2, which is a great game. Rise of Tomb Raider is fantastic. But I played it and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and do some achievement things just because they were fun and get some cooler upgrades. And I got done doing one of them. Like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with the game. And I just uninstalled it and just haven't looked back. Yeah. It's kind of problematic because I had that exact same feeling with Fallout 4, and now I want to go play Far Harbor, and I want to go play all of the cool mod stuff that's happened in Fallout 4 now. But I don't want to get sucked back in for like another 100 hours into Fallout 4 building conveyor belts to fire teddy bears at death claws.
Yeah, that game never captivated me like that. I got in. I still haven't beaten it.
Oh, see, Fallout does it for me. Every single one of them. Every single one of the Fallout games does it for me. Even the isometric top-down ones did it for me back in the day.
Maybe someday I'll hop back in there, stream it. Or
you
something.
Won't.
Yeah,
you won't.
It's
right.
just I probably won't.
It's it's the same thing where it's like I've got 700 games in my backlog, and it's like one day I'll get to Red Faction Armageddon. It's like no, I won't. It's just gonna sit there forever. And that's okay. But I put the stamp of approval on Doom. I'm a little over halfway is what it looks like in the mission log. I'm a little bit over halfway.
So does it show, are you able to see then how many are left ahead of you? Is that how you're kind of gauging that?
There was actually one Praetor suit that I couldn't figure out how to get into, so I actually fucking pulled the the scrub move, and I looked online. I was like, how the fuck do I find this thing? And they showed the whole list. They showed the whole list of levels, and there's like 7 more ahead of me.
Okay.
So it's like I'm 7 in and 7 done.
Yep.
So it's like I'm almost.
That's about it. It's pace. I mean, that's what I point out to everybody I've talked to about it is how its pacing is like just excellent.
Oh yeah, each like final climactic battle gets a little bit bigger. Like this last one when I escaped the Cadden Gear security thing in the when I was in hell and I had to find my way back.
Yeah.
And
you just got like the BFG recently.
No, that's in the area I think I am now because I just got back from hell.
Oh, okay.
So, but in the end battle in hell, when it's like you're introduced to the Hell Baron in the beginning of the level, and then you fight fucking 3 of them, and a bunch of man-cubis, and a bunch of rabbits. And I was like, oh shit! Like, all right, it's ratcheting up the difficulty by firing a bunch of Hell Barons at me. I was like, well, let me go grab this quad damage real quick, and let's just see how these guys stand up to my rocket launcher at quad damage. And they don't. Spoiler alert. They don't. They don't stand up to it. But if you're looking for a really fun change of pace, if you're a little shootered out, then definitely pick up Doom and play it. I'm not shootered out because I play a fucking ton of Overwatch.
Yeah.
And I've been playing like in between competitive matches of Overwatch, but I'm done with playing serious shooter game. I'm gonna go play lighthearted murder all the demons game. And so I flip over, but I'm definitely going to try and start playing Slime Rancher tonight because that definitely is right up my alley. That and Stardew Valley I got to play because our lovely PD, who does our intro, he, for like about 2 months, all he did was play Stardew Valley.
Oh, is this the farming game?
Yeah, and then Gungeon is what got him out of Stardew Valley. Yep. I'm surprised that after he finished, like he's like, I'm done with Gungeon, which I think I'm done with Gungeon. I have like 1 achievement left to get, and I was just like, you know what? I think I owe it to the game to get it, but I don't think I have it in me because I put like 100 hours into Gungeon.
Yeah, I still can't pass like 3 fucking levels of it, so it's just I'm done with it.
And so it's like,
good
all
riddance.
right,
I'm done.
You hate it. I love that game. That game was so good.
I'm not. It's just frustrating for me because I don't have the patience to put in the time to master the roles. I am such a run in, shoot everything, find health, and that's not this game. So,
right.
I just haven't, like I said, taken the time to just discipline myself in how to play that game.
That makes perfect sense because you kind of do have to learn how to, like, you have to play by its rules. Or you're toast.
Yep. Yeah. It's if you get a shitty spawn, whatever generates in front of you, basically, like you got to hit start and just restart it. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. If you don't get it,
like you're just fucking done. Yep.
Yeah, if you get a shitty draw, it's just like, see, I like to try and make do even with my shitty items, and it's like, all right, fine. I got the banana is my main weapon now. All right, let's go. It's just me and the banana trying to fucking take a boss down. So that's how I do it. Another game that I'm about halfway through. It was free last month. Lords of the Fallen. Oh. It was free on Xbox. I have it on PC and I have it on Xbox because if they're gonna give it away for free, I'm gonna download it.
Yeah, but I saw Pete was playing it. I didn't know anything about it. And
it's like a Dark Souls kind of thing. It's one of those like difficult bosses, punishing difficulty, but the graphics are really cool and it's not Japanese. So it's not like you're hampered by your shitty control scheme the way that like Dark Souls likes to do it. And yes, everyone who wants to is going to jump down my throat by saying Dark Souls has a shitty fucking control scheme. I love Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls 2. And I know that they fixed a ton of stuff in Dark Souls 3 to make it more like Bloodborne, which fucking, horns of the devil. Bloodborne is the fucking game. Praise be the blood. But yes.
Ask Pete about me and Bloodborne. He offered to me the other day. We met up for lunch and it's like, do you you want to play this? Otherwise I'm going to trade it for. I was just like, nope, try not to play games that intentionally piss me off.
Yeah, that's Bloodborne.
Try to stay away from those ones.
But the thing though is like, I felt that same way too about them,
That's what everybody says. That's the talk of the net.
Yeah, it is the talk about them. But like the thing is everyone's right about it. Is when you do fucking just kill that boss and you kick the living piss out of them, they don't even touch you. You're like, yeah. Fuck you, dude. I'm fucking video game god. You fucking suck now. Boom. Because, like, I remember being, like, talking to my buddies who all play that game. They're like, oh, God, I can't beat the Blood-Starved Beast. I'm like, the Blood-Starved Beast? I fucking beat that without even touching me. They're like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, I recorded it. I'll fucking show it to you. Then I fucking kicked the shit out of that thing. And it's just like, God, Bloodborne was just such a great game. Like, I loved every minute of it. But I don't love it nearly as much as I love Overwatch, though.
Oh, God. That game has consumed me.
I love Overwatch, and I fucking hate Overwatch. And I feel like that's how you need to feel about any game that's truly great, especially when it's multiplayer only. It's just like, I'll go into a match and, like, for full disclosure, I main Roadhog, who is the biggest character in the game and easiest to shoot. And I will bitch endlessly about how people shoot me from across the map when basically I'm the size of a box truck moving around. And it's just like, that's fucking impossible. It's just like, I'll just lose my mind about it. But it's like, yep, biggest hitboxes in the game, slowest character. I should make peace with that. Instead, no, I get super mad about it. Because it's how great of a game it is. Where it's like, I fucking feel like a god playing this. Yeah, and then you get killed and you're like, this is bullshit. There's no way that I fucked up. They cheated. That's how Overwatch works. Your brain just goes, there's no fucking way they made a good play. They're garbage. I'm a living god.
I does this.
I'm more than a man, less than a god. I'm somewhere in that angelic spot in the middle. It's just like, it's like, and that's what Overwatch does to you.
It does, because when you got a Genji with katanas deflecting fucking rockets back at me,
or your Zarya, and you fire your ultimate, and then D.Va just goes defense matrix and sucks it in. You're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you piece of shit. How dare you?
Or that.
So like,
so many. Oh man, Winston just hopping around with his.
Oh boy. Yeah. Everyone who can needs to play Overwatch.
I've been telling everybody the same. I really do wish, and I understand the price markup on console because of, distributors and the console maker and et cetera, but just to have that many more people playing, and I think it would just be awesome, man, if they could have put it out on console for $40. Because it really is, like, not to take away from how awesome the game is, but it is a $40 game. It's not a $60 game.
Well, I mean, I guess
in play value and repeated play value,
it really, with no storyline, I could see someone be like, well, it shouldn't be $60, but like Blizzard's response is, don't buy it then.
Right? Yes. No, and that's not my it's not my argument I'm making with the price point. It's just like to encourage people to go try the game and get into it. And it's like, well, it's online only, but it's like it's only $40, and trust me, you will play the shit out of it. Like
that makes perfect sense as far as like the ideology behind it. But I think
trying to convince somebody to buy another $60 console game when they've already bought how many, it's like, well, I don't play first person shooters, and let alone there's no story. It's like, hear me out, man. It's like,
well, at the same time too, it's like, but the thing with Blizzard too is I think the reason why they were like, you know what, fine, $60 on console, because that's how much console games for the most part cost. But when the sheer amount of pre-ordering that happened for Overwatch, like the first week, it registered 7 million players.
Well, that beta.
Yeah, with both console and PC. And then 2 months later now, it's at 10 million. It's the fastest growing player base in a video game in the modern era.
And finally dethroned League of Legends in Korea as the number one.
Yeah, it's the number one played game in Korea now is
That's insane.
Overwatch. Which is
like that game, League of Legends has been on top for how long? Like 4 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Which when it dethroned StarCraft as the game, and
so which, if is any indication, like how long are we going to be playing Overwatch now?
Well, I mean, the question is, I mean, if Blizzard can keep sustaining it, you have to look at it the same way that
people play Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is almost is almost 11 years old.
Cult following.
You know, and that has a huge following and a huge amount of players. And the thing about Overwatch is it's being positioned to be a big money game. I mean, there was a $100,000 tournament that happened this weekend with Gosu beating Cloud9, which is insanity as far as if you follow the whole pro gaming scene. I'm really new to it. But Cloud9 has
I'm trying to get in, see what's
Cloud9 has the number 1 and number 2 best ranked singular Overwatch players in the world on their team. And they lost, which goes to show you that you can be the singular best player in the world at Overwatch, but if your team does not come together and work, you can be beaten by a team that isn't as good as you. That's just how it works in Overwatch. And that's the greatest thing about it is it's just like you can be great. You know, in Call of Duty or Titanfall or any other number of games, if you just kill enough people, you win. You know, like you can just be the one-man wrecking crew who wins the whole thing. But at a professional level, we just saw the best players in the world lose to the guys who aren't as good. They're great, obviously, and now they're the best team in the world. Yeah. But like,
team mechanics are so integral to the
Overwatch
entire experience.
Overwatch is deep, and being able to talk and move everything around is amazing. I love playing it. I only have it on PC because I'm one of those PC master racer kind of guys. Yeah. So
I got it on both consoles now, and I was joking with Sarah Dope, our good friend, about I should just write an open letter to Blizzard, like, hey, you already got $120 of my dollars. Mind just sending me a code for when I get around to building my PC.
Oh man, you got to get around to building it, man. There's so many good PC games coming, man.
Yeah.
So many good PC games coming. But you know, it is how it is. It's
really tough to tackle all these games lately, like especially since paying attention to E3 now and going back through the back catalog and playing all these games that have been on my list forever. I'm like, I mean, and I left my job a month ago and I've been freelancing since now, but you know, and obviously having more time to play those. But my God, if I didn't have this time right now, the backlog would just be still building and building and building. Like, I don't understand how people can, like, if you're not doing this professionally, like whether it's streaming, competing, or reviewing video games, I have no idea how the hell anybody finds time to play.
Yeah,
both consoles and PC games. Like,
there's so many things come out. Like, I still haven't even opened Just Cause 3 yet, and I really want to play Just Cause 3. I just haven't. Because I just had like, all right, well, I'm going to prioritize this and this and this and this and this.
Right. Well,
you know?
And back to your point, I mean, when a couple of the games that you had mentioned on your Steam sale, I bought back in February when I first got my PlayStation, which is the reason why I got the PlayStation for indie games.
Right.
But yeah, to that point, like, you know, Firewatch, you still haven't fired that up yet. I just got around to beating it. You know, there's several of them.
Just so many games.
So many games.
But yeah, you know what? Let us know in the comments about how you feel about the new Doom and how you feel about Overwatch or whatever you're playing at the moment. Obviously,
if anybody wants to add me, I'm Regematic on all consoles and platforms. You can follow me on Twitch at Regematic or add me on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. Regematic, REEGMATIC.
Since it's so difficult to find on Blizzard, so I won't be able to say.
Yeah, with the numbers after it and shit.
The names, the numbers.
We'll link you guys. Just look for Adams in the description.
The names, the numbers, and the .coms. But you can find me on most platforms as A-Dunners, but on Steam right now, I'm Celery Man Turbo Edition.
Ooh.
Because you can just...
I kind of like that.
You can change your name as much as you want. And I changed my name after seeing that Paul Rudd Celery Man video, which if you haven't seen Celery Man, you're doing yourself a grave disservice. We'll link it in the liner notes.
I guess I'm doing myself a grave disservice.
You really are. You really and truly are.
Just throw me under the bus. Couldn't tell me before the podcast, could you?
I always got to have one zinger for the podcast. Adam Zingers. They at the end of the podcast. We'll come up with a better. We'll get. You know what? We'll ADR something. It'll be better. Come back to me. I can do better. That's my favorite Archer line of the whole series. He says some dumb insult to Cyril, and he's like, you know what? Come back to me. I can do better. like they're gonna go around insulting Cyril as a group, and then it's gonna like Archer's gonna buy himself some time to insult him better. Oh man,
fantastic.
But yeah,
show.
so I mean that's it for this week. I think.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of stuff. We learned, we laughed, we loved, we cried, and now it's time we say goodbye here at the Best Flarking Podcast. So you can find all of our stuff now at the very lovely motherflarker.com.
For now, it's just the podcasts and past episodes, but we'll be getting some more stuff up there for you.
And the singular individual episode of List Bait, because I have still not completed the second episode.
Assholes and elbows.
Yeah, it's just assholes and elbows in here. Life and video games and life keep getting in the way. And, but someday soon, what's going to happen is 2's going to come out, and then like 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be like rapid fire after that. Then it's just going to be like, you're getting more episodes than you ever wanted because I have to make up for it.
It'll be like our March and April of podcasting.
Yeah. I mean, and plus, since you guys have seemed to really resonate with us shitting on things, I'm gonna start doing some worst of lists instead of best of episodes of List Bait. Where it's just like, these are the 10 worst Batman related Batmans, Batman versus Supermans. So like, oh, that's all I can really say about it.
Martha.
Martha. It's always about her. But yeah. So keep in touch out there, and we'll see you next time.